This conference will now be recorded.
See, for the find element method implementation team, so this is how the find element method implementation. So we have to pass the by property. So any by property, anything. So if you pass a property, it will identify element on top of DOM structure, and after identifying element, it will create an object of class. What class name? Remote web element in the reference of parent interface. What is the remote web element? Parent interface, web element, right? We can create object for a class by using its parent class or parent interface. Here, here the people, Selenium people creating object of remote web element class with parent interface. After creating that, they return in the form of web element. That's why my find element method return type is web element. So if it is returning web element, we can store it, and after that we can perform an action. Nothing but we can call method from web element class, web element interface methods, or return web element implementation classes methods. Yes, sir. Right. So if the element is not identified, it will throw exception. What the exception will throw in? If the element is not identified, no such element exception, right? So first of all, it will try to identify element whatever the parameter you are passing by using its by using your property find element method try to identify the element. So if it is not identified, if you are passing the wrong property, it will throw exception, no such element exception. We already know it, right? And next one, find elements method. Find elements. Find element methods, find element method, find elements method identify elements, not only a single element, to identify multiple elements based on your parameter, whatever the parameter you're passing, whatever the property you're passing, it will try to identify all the elements, whatever the element having that property. Suppose if I pass an XPath, it will try to identify all the elements on a web page using which is having that property. After that, it will create object of list implementation classes with reference to a list. After that, it will return list object. Here, that's why my find elements method is return type is my find elements method return type is list. If it is returning list, I can store it with list. Right? Already we know it, right? So what is the difference between list and set? What is the difference between list and set, team?
That doesn't tell you allow any duplicate values.
Exactly.
Set not allow duplicates.
Set will not allow duplicate. List allow duplicate. To allowing duplicate elements, people implemented by using list concept. Find elements method implemented by using list concept. Why it is returning listing? Why find
It maintains index mechanism.
Exactly. Find elements method return type. It's return list of web element. So why? Because first of all, to allow duplicates. See here, already we have seen, I have given you some tasks, right? Mintra application. In Mintra application, go here. If you want to perform action like this, if you want to perform action on a multiple elements at a time. At a time, if you want to perform actions in a multiple elements, see here. See here, my requirement is I want to check is all the checkboxes at a time. I want to check if I want to perform action in all the checkboxes. How to see here? Generally, if we don't have a find elements method, generally up to know what we know, we have to identify each and every method. Yes or no? We have to identify first checkbox, second checkbox, third, fourth, fifth, like this. So like this, we have around 18 checkboxes, right? See here, this is class name of this checkbox. So try to write a XPath for this // what is the tag name for this one team? This is div at the rate class equals to class value. within the single quotes, give your class value observing. Now it is identifying 18 checkboxes. I want to check these all the checkboxes at a time. So if you have this type of requirement, how will you do up to now? If you don't have a find elements method, we have to go find elements single one. So we have to identify 18 elements at a by using each every time we have to use find element driver dot find element xpath driver dot find element xpath and observing and find element method identify only one element. We can perform action in only once, and that too if you pass this type of xpath for your find element, what will do? First of all, it will identify which is having this property and will return first identified element. It won't give any there are no duplicate, there are duplicate elements. So what will the find element method will do? If you pass this x bar, it will return first identified element and perform action. That's it. Observing. So let me give you pseudocode of this find elements method. Let me take package name is find elements find elements demo. Let me create a class, new class, find elements demo. Copy from somewhere, copy this one. And copy the URL. See, directly I am copy this URL team. So for you, just launch application and click on menu and click on t-shirts. But here I am directly going to this web page directly. You can go directly, but better practice purpose. First launch URL and then click on main option and t-shirts. Already we know how to perform this by using actions class click method, move to element, click method, right? After that, here it will navigate into the particular web page. Here, I want to identify all checkboxes. How do you? Driver dot find elements. Find elements. Observing this time you have to use not find element. This time you have to use find elements, right? So by dot xpath, we have xpath right here. Give your xpath. Let me give my xpath. What have you identified? See here. This is xpath. Observing now. Close it. Observe what is my find elements returning. My find element returning list of web element. If it is returning list of web element, I can store it. Right? How? List of web elements. Let me give the name check boxes. So import this list from where java.util package. Right? Here you can give web element. Web element. If you don't give, program will consider same like list of web element generic version. If you here, this is an optional thing. Storing into list of web element, it's an option. If you're storing into list object, automatically it is considering as it's a collection of web elements. Okay, and then checkboxes. Then how to get this value from checkbox team? Now my list object contain all the checkboxes. Yes or no? How to get all the checkboxes? Already we know for loop, right? So what is the for loop team? If you want to do a task repetitively, then go for a for loop. Here I want to get one by one value, one by web, what is the what are the web elements having this collection object? I have to get one by one up to the, I don't know how many number as of now here checkboxes. I don't know how many number of checkboxes are coming. At that time, I have to take like this. Now here, what is my action team? To perform click operation on all checkboxes. All checkboxes. Observe team. Here you have to write like this. So for loop, right? Here inside for loop, what is the syntax team? For loop syntax, remember? Loop starting value,
Initialization.
exactly. Loop starting value 0 and loop increment, and here you have to give loop ending value. See here how we are getting loop ending value. Already we have a method in collection object. Size, yes or no? We have a one method in collection object. Here let me get the size checkboxes dot size. It will return size of the checkboxes. Yes or no? Or else if you want to maintain, I can show here system.out.println collection object dot size. Here for understanding purpose in the double quotes we give like this. Number of elements. It will give you the size of object, list of your collection object, nothing but number of elements, right? See here checkboxes, and here loop increment or loop decrement. Here I have to give increment I plus plus, right? Why it is giving everything? Let me store it in outside. It has to consider like this. Int number of, I can give elements. Elements equals to like this. Okay. Checkbox is that size. This one apply here. Elements. Dispatch cannot convert from integer to boolean. Okay. Okay. So or else I can do like this thing. So we have a advanced for loop here. So same for loop, same like for loop. We are having an advanced for loop. So most of the cases, so this is a next version of for loop. How we are using the advanced for loop observing. So earlier we are using syntax of for loop is loop starting value, loop ending value, or increment and decrement. See here, same like for loop, we can use advanced for loop. Irrespective of your size of the collection object, I can use like this. What is your collection object? This is my collection object. Check boxes, right? See, what I have to get this collection object. So every time it will return this web element. Web element, let's say it is returning single box every time. Observe, observe. This is the syntax. Advanced for loop for, so what you are getting from that web element, what the data type. Here we have to give data type of element, nothing but data type of single element. Now this one is data type of single element. Now here you have to give reference colon to collection object. This is the advanced for loop syntax. See here, every time it will handle here. No need to give incrementation, decrementation. Dynamically, this advanced for loop so iterate from the first to last of the collection object. Here, every time from my collection object, every time it will get one web element. On that web element, I have to perform action like this. What is the action I have to perform? Click operation. Creating clear. So let me give you line by line. Here I'm launching browser, and then here I'm maximizing. So this is one. This is new to
ఒకసారి
write.
for loop syntax మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి explain sir.
Sure, man. See here, this is a for loop previous one. This is the syntax of for loop. How we are giving the syntax here? Loop starting value. I can give int I equals to 0 like this, right? And then loop ending value. Here I can give loop if I want to use below 100, I have to use like this, less than or equals to 100. This is ending value. I plus plus. This is how we are giving loop starting value, loop ending value, loop increment and decrement.
Yes.
Right. This is advanced for loop. Here you don't need to give the loop starting value and loop ending value. If you pass the object here, and it will consider this is a collection object, it will contain elements. You have to get this element, and it will give you all the elements from starting to ending. It will manage advanced for loop can manage starting to ending. You don't need to give the size here, and it can know the size of the and length of the particular collection object, and it will give you all the elements one by one. So if it is giving all the elements one by one, I can store it, right? What is object? Collection object. See, this is the collection object. Semicolon. Every time it is giving from one element to this side, right to left. Every time it is giving one element like this. Collection object, one element. Collection object, one element. Up to the ending of this, all the elements from the collection object, it will give you one by one. To the inside this flower braces. So it is giving one by one. Let's consider getting one element from this collection object. So what I'm getting this from this collection object, this time it will giving me web element. Now it's the first one. I'm storing the collection object of this is the first one, first box. Let's say this is the first checkbox one. Now if it is the first checkbox one, I have to perform action like this. Checkbox one dot click. Now second time again, this is giving second one. Here I have to store like this. And third time, after clicking operation after performing clicking operation second one, it will return third one again, and action performing like this. Clear? No confusion. Just this is a collection object. From this collection object, we are getting element one by one. So we are storing here. After storing here, coming to the inside of our braces. Inside of our braces, we are performing action. Instead of storing like this, I'm giving a common name. Clear? Now observing whether it is performing action or not. Observe. So one by one, launching browser, maximizing. This is a wait team. I'll give you. What is this one? This just instead of thread.sig, I'm giving a dynamic wait from Selenium. We'll discuss this Selenium waits, right? And enter directly. I'm entering the URL up to this option, and then identifying all elements by using expert. Store it into list of web element. From list of web element, by using this advanced for loop, we are getting one by one all the elements, all the web elements one by one up to where thing here we are not bothered about the size of the list. So it will give you all the elements. No need to give the mention here. No need to mention list starting value, list ending value. Automatically it will give you all the elements one by one. Now observing, let me execute program. Launching the application, entering URL. Right here, identify all the checkboxes by using find elements. What happening team? It's clicking on only green. Let me check. Let me navigate or else. So first of all, navigate into this application, right? After that, do what the action I have to perform here. Enter.com. Then mouse over, click on this one. Right? So let me move to this main option first of all. And this main option, inspect. So what it is having? So it is having text, right? Prefer use text for tabs. Slash slash anchor tag text function and like this. Within single quotes, give your text, right? Close text bar is showing one of two, right? Let me give index number, first one, first index. So this identify first one. Let me move, and here perform move to element. How to perform move to element in? Already we know. First of all, identify element driver dot find element by dot of export. Within the double quote, your export, right? See here. So this you have to store it into web element, right? Like this, web element main option. So, so this I have to perform move to over. How to perform? First of all, create action class object action equals to new actions. For this we have to supply driver actions dot move to element. Move to element. Sorry. Move to element. Yes, sir. Move to element web element. What is my target? Main option. After that, in main option, directly I can call move to what the move to element returning name, move to element returning again actions class object. So I can perform like this, move to element, then click that option directly. Then default build dot perform. So you can do a click operation from web element, or you can do click operation from action class. After that, it will navigate to main option, right? Let me check. Main. Oh, here I have to click on t-shirt here. Let me identify this one. I think this is the same one. I can use this one, t-shirt. Let me perform operation like this. Find element. After that, here I have to perform move to element. Click this one again. Find element like this. So directly observe it. So directly second time after moving this one find element, this one t-shirt dot click. This time clicking from web element. Okay, observe it whether we are identifying or not. Mouse over, click on t-shirts. Giving this right X path or not. Which element not visible exception, which element? Okay. Identify again. Close here. Somehow element is not visible. Even let me go into option here from women. Take actually. Click on this one. Inspect women. This time. This section of element. Okay. use Selenium. In this team, you have to struggle for finding element correctly. Okay, let me use this one. Move to element and then click operation. This one. After that, try to click all the checkboxes using this one. Inspect. Now it contains common checkbox indicate. Oh, use this one instead of class. We can use this one checkbox. Type equals to checkbox. Right? Here it can perform operation like this. I think slash input slash input at the rate type equals to within single quotes okay. Observe now this time can perform. We prefer to take input team. Let me identify all the elements. Find element, yeah. Let me identify the element by using this input, not class name. Input type equal to checkbox, right? So number of elements. Watches variable. Okay. Okay. Now observe this time. Getting this up dynamically. Element not visible exception. Whichever 24, 24, this one. Just directly we get this exception. Let me take this one voluntarily. This this part is
This conference will now be recorded.
Same example team. Instead of Mintra, I'm using one more site. Here I'm using for loop, normal for loop. Observe team, observe carefully, and as the application. Same like Mintra application, this is the practice site. In this, I'm checking this all the checkboxes. Observe team. So I'm checking this all the checkboxes by using find element method. Of the same code. Here, what I'm doing team, so initially just launching browser. So after that, I'm identifying checkboxes here by using class name, by using find element method, find element returning web element, storing into web element, and by using for loop, I'm clicking all options. See here, checkboxes object, collection object dot get of index number, right? So how I am giving this index number? Index number starting from 0, already we know it, and index number size up to where collection object size -1. So dynamically I'm giving this get nothing but index number. It will give you one by one. Loop iterate up to get of 0 to where size it will give you size and size -1. Index number already we know it, right? Ends with size -1 like this. This is the site. What is the site team? Observe carefully. This is the site. In this site, I am clicking these entire checkboxes, all checkboxes, composition, style, properties, availability, manufacturer. These are all the checkboxes. Observing. Let me run it one more time so that you can able to know. Observing. Same code. Oh, no difference. Launch application, enter URL, and observe. Try to identify all the checkboxes, store it into list, and click this one by one. Observing. Keep on clicking all the checkboxes. Creating, and let me give you pseudo code. So let me print it here. Let me store it here so that you can hear this one example. Example code. Okay, team. That's how you can use find element. Or else here you can use for advanced for loop also. Advanced for loop. How we can document advanced for loop? Like this. It will give you one by one. So instead of this for loop, you can use advanced for loop also. Here, no need to mention loop starting 0 and list size -1 I plus plus. So for advanced for loop itself, it can take care everything, loop starting value, loop ending value, and increasing and getting all the elements one by one, right? And that's about find elements method thing. And implementation of lists, where the people are implemented listing list concept implemented in find elements method. And coming to the set implementation, see here team, set implementation. So people are implemented set in where, so we have a method in WebDriver interface. What is the method team? To handle multiple windows. If my application having multiple windows, we are having one method. What is that method? Window handle. What the window handles? Return type team. window handle return type is set of strings here. So if your application having multiple windows, let's consider my application. Whenever I click here some option, it will give you more than one window. That is nothing but multiple windows. See here, this is multiple windows. So to handle multiple windows, this is the method. What is the method? Window handles. You can switch one page to another page, one window or nothing but one window to another window by using this window handle and switch to method. Observe it. Observe. Let me go to the one in application. Naukri will contain more windows. Naukri is the Naukri. See it in. This is the application Naukri. Whenever I click on this job option, observe it. See, it is opening one more window. Let me close it and observe carefully. Now, if I click jobs, it will give me one more window. Yes or no? Observe carefully. Let me take this example and create one package here. Create a class, multiple demo, multiple window demo. Let me take main method. Before that, we use the same code for launching browser. Same code for launching browser. Here, we copy the URL. What in? Copy the URL. Naukri. Naukri. After launching Naukri, here I want to click one option. What is that option, team? Jobs. Let me close this one. Previous one. Close this one. Here, let me click on this jobs option. How to click on? Already we know. First of all, identify this one jobs by inspecting. So it is containing tag name, sorry, text jobs, and it is having title, instead of no ID, right? Go for text. Slash anchor tag text function in the equals to in the single quotes, use this text, right? Right. Not identifying this one by using text. It contain div tag. Let me use the div.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am.
So last
I'm
2-3
in.
minutes ల్యాప్టాప్ స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ అయిపోయింది. ఒకసారి
Oh,
రిపీట్
sorry.
చేయగలుగుతారా?
Sure. No problem. Here
అది
the
సెట్
same program, ma'am.
సెట్ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు.
Yeah. Set implementation. The people implemented a concept of list in uh, at find elements method, right? Find element method returning list of web element, and we are storing into list of web element reference, and we are performing action on one by one. Here, set implementation. Where the people implemented set implementation? In WebDriver, we have a method called window handles. What the window handle returning thing? Window handle returning set of strings here. So what is a string? What is a set? Already we know set is an interface. See what this window handle method the implementation observing. So this is the how the implementation of window handles method public return set of strings. Generic type what? String. What is the method? Window handle. Implementation is like this. So it will identify window handle identify all opened windows in the form of IDs, every window having some its own IDs, and after that it will create one class object. What is the class? Set implementation classes. What are the classes we have? Set implementation. What are the classes we have, team? Hashed, linked hashed, preset, right? So we have hashed, hashed, linked hashed, preset. So it will create object of one of the implementation class of set. As of now, discuss. Let create object of linked hashed. It will create object of linked hashed. So we can create object by using pair interface, right? Set like this Windows equals to new linked hashed. After that, so it will add object dot add add all. For this, it will add all open window IDs. After that, it will return set here. Now that's why my window handle return type is set. Observing. Now let me perform action on this job. After that, it will open some windows. Let's know how many windows are opening here. So here perform action driver dot find element by dot of export. So give your export. After that, directly perform click operation. So after that click operation, call window handles methods so that we can know how many windows are open, right? So driver dot window handles get window handles. So this get window handles, what is it returning thing? It is returning set of string. If it is returning set of string, can I store it into set of set like this set object set equals to all windows. Import set from where java dot util package. Writing here all windows object dot is giving me size. So if you want to know how many number of windows are open, here let me give it into system.println within the double quotes number of opened windows. It will give you a number, right? Give like this. All windows dot size. Size will return integer number of windows open. Now observe it. Now let me run this program so that you can able to know how many windows are opening. Launching browser, entering URL. Now after that, just clicking on the jobs. Now observe, go to your Eclipse, observe the number of open windows, how many team? Here it is opening, how many? 5 windows. Let me run it again. Let me close all the stuffs. Observe now. Now I don't have any windows. Open now. Observe carefully. Run as Java application. CT. Now if I click the jobs, it will open one more window. See, this is one window. Second window, observe, browser. See, this one more window. This one more window. And this one more window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Observe team. That's why we are getting how many number of windows here? Number of windows 5. Then next class we'll discuss team how to navigate into one window to another window, how to perform actions. See here, try to do like this. See, in these jobs, here I want to search one job. After searching this one, here I want to come back into parent window. We'll discuss this one tomorrow. So how to navigate into windows, different windows, one window to another window. This is the parent window, this is child window. And here we are also having child windows like this. So overall, how many windows we have team? Overall, we are having 5 windows. That's why we are getting size 5. Clear?